Hey everybody, welcome back to House of Manners. Today's video is my sit down with the idiots with class after our trip to the Briary in Birmingham, Alabama. It was an amazing weekend. We had an amazing time. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of sit down interview style, podcast style video. We had a lot of fun doing it. It's got a lot of really just fun stuff in it. I hope you enjoy. Listen, while you're here, don't forget to hit that button, like, subscribe, comment below. Tell me if you like this kind of video when you were done with it. I would love to hear your opinion on it, see if it's something you enjoy and want to see more of in the future. In the meantime, I'm gonna smoke me a pipe. So sit back and enjoy our sit down with idiots with class. Peace. Hey everybody, welcome back to House of Manners. I am honored today to have two very special guests on the show today. After an amazing day at the Briary, I am honored to be joined by Jeremiah and Scott from Idiots with Class. What's going on, guys?
Not much. How's it going?
Man, it's going great, man. We had a great day at the Briary.
Oh, so much fun.
It was so unbelievable just to be able to sit down and talk with a lot of the locals and talk about this amazing establishment. So tell me, if you don't mind, tell me about your experience today. Tell me some highlights of your day today, and tell me some of the things that you will probably take with you.
I mean, I had a lot of fun. It was great going to the Briary. I found the Briary a couple years ago, and it is a must stop every time I travel up 65. I mean, I really do love the Briary. So it was a great, nostalgic feel. It's already kind of becoming almost like a ritual to stop by. It's like a rite of passage to up 65. But it's just, you go in there and it's the atmosphere, it's the culture. Yeah. It's just, I mean, there's smoke in the air always. It's just got its 1890s home. It's got that
smoke in the air. I like that.
Yeah, it's all wood walls. I mean, it's really cool. It's just almost nostalgic, but classy.
Yeah, squirrels coming out of the walls. I mean, it's just there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, it was moving when it hit that wall.
I think Jeremiah, actually, you said something earlier today, or somebody was saying that it's the Cracker Barrel of pipe shops. Like,
yeah, there's so much memorabilia on the wall. That's actually my favorite thing about it is, well, like the nostalgia and the nostalgia really, but like the atmosphere of it. And there's so much memorabilia on the wall. The guy, Pete, I believe it was, said it's been called the Cracker Barrel of pipe shops. And yeah, I like that. I was like, it actually seems true because there's so much. There's a lot of cool, obviously pipes and pipes, but there's so much in there. But my favorite thing is all the different things, all the historical pieces. There's some old books, and some old pipes and different paintings and just all kinds. That's my absolute favorite. I love that. That was awesome. And that squirrel was pretty cool.
I would say the favorite thing I've done today is I've been through there multiple times, but I've never actually stopped and had a pipe in the lounge.
Really?
And that's the first time I ever sat down.
Scott, I am surprised to hear that about you. Mr. Boswell's, I've been to 97.
Oh, that's not Boswell's by experience.
When I go, I do continental.
Continental. Is this so? It's continental then. This breakfast is continental. Okay, it's continental.
So that was fun for me. I've walked past
the first day you actually went in and actually smoked a pipe.
Yeah, I've never smoked a pipe in there before.
My goodness, I did not know that.
Yeah, that was the first. So that was a highlight for me.
I told him too. I was like, let's get some footage of us smoking the pipe in here while we're talking to the guy about buying some tobacco. Let's smoke some of his tobacco. Well, people don't really do that. People don't smoke pipes in pipe shops.
Because I've been here 10 times. I've never smoked a pipe at the daggone table.
Maybe normal people do. I don't know. Just a thought. But.
I mean, to smoke a pipe in a pipe shop, how dare you?
It's very taboo.
I was
actually eating that.
I think part of the appeal to the pipe smoking community for a lot of us is the storytelling. There's just a lot of that in the community. Like anytime you go to Milltown pipe show, or you go to, there's just stories upon stories, and our man Skip today had some stories.
He did.
Goodness, man. He had so many stories.
Yeah, the guy is like a walking, history book of like pipes and pipe smoking in the Briary. I mean, he's amazing. It was really good to get to know him and his team. Just an amazing group of guys.
They are.
When you think about the Briary, when you think about the selection, was there anything that stood out in the pipe selection that you were kind of like, that's something new and I've never seen that? Was there anything kind of like you were impressed with?
I mean, all of it, because there's such a huge selection. They're even building like a third cabinet or whatever because they've gotten so much. But seeing all the things, you can online, you get retailers that sell it, but they're always out of stock. And here I'm looking at just tens on tens on tens of all this stuff that nobody can get online. It's like, man, this is just really cool. It's what you think a brick and mortar should be. It's got tins that are harder to get to stay in stock because people may buy one out of respect, leave some for the next guy. And
Absolutely.
It's just really cool.
It is surprising how much is in there because it looks like such a small little building, and you get in, and it is kind of small, but it just keeps going. And there's so many pipes and different tobaccos, and then they have a humidor on top of that. I remember the first time I visited, it was like a little, I don't know, we were in there for 10 minutes, and I was like, there's a humidor? They got cigars? I didn't even notice, because I was just so like focused on all the different pipes and accessories and tobacco, and I didn't look around. I was just kind of, but it's a lot of stuff in there.
I know, like where I live in Tennessee, there's, especially like Middle Tennessee, there's really not which is funny, Briarworks is very close to my house, but when you go into Briarworks, they get cleaned out so much of their tobacco, so there's not really a big selection there, unfortunately. And their pipes sell so much all over the world now online that their selection of pipes, there's just not much there because they just can't keep up with demand because people are just buying them all the time. And so there's just not a real pipe shop. There's a lot of cigar shops. But pipes is just not, there's no place that you can go to really like dedicate yourself to pipe smoking. Whereas the Briary, you can tell when you walk in, it is pipe centric. Like we are pipe forward. We have a great humidor with great cigars, but we are a pipe shop.
And nothing but pipes and cigars, nothing else. And it's,
And the selection is unbelievable.
It really is.
The Briary, they do sell online, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
They don't sell everything online.
Okay.
I think a majority of their stuff is online.
I mean, their selection is just unbelievable.
It is. And then I love like I like lounge, like cigar lounge, a really nice one. There's some okay ones, there's some great ones, and there's, some in between. But I like that he's got a lounge area, and it's really small, but you comfortably get, I would say 10 people in there fairly comfortably, and you bring a pull-up chairs and get more in there. But I think they hold little pipe gathering events where there's more than that in there. But I like that it's there. Like, I wish we had one of those nearby in Florida. That'd be awesome. It's got such a selection, and then just a place to hang out and smoke too on top of it all.
What's the pipe selection like in Florida? I'm just kind of curious with that, like where you live.
Yeah, where we're at, it's very slim because there's not a huge pipe community. And Florida has this thing called an excise tax of 85% on all pipe tobacco.
Fairly high excise tax.
Yeah, so I can spend almost double the price to buy it there, or go online and not to pay the excise tax.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we still kind of live in a world that's like they really just frown so much upon like tobacco and pipe tobacco. And of course, there's a little understanding that cigarettes are terrible and they have a lot of chemicals and things in it, so they want to regulate that. But the unfortunate thing is they just put all the tobacco in that one category. So states and governments, they just want to really crack down on it. And it's unfortunate because, again, it's not illegal. So it makes you kind of feel like, why am I paying 85%?
You should be taxed 85% on anything.
I mean, sales tax is just normal sales tax on alcohol. So, but anyway, we're not going to get into that.
Not going down that road, yeah.
But it makes you kind of wonder and think about the benefits of having a place like the Briary for the locals, and that makes it really hit home. Like, this is a really cool place.
That's what was so cool, was all the locals coming in while we were there.
Yeah.
Just they're all full. Like Skip's got a ton of stories, but they're all full of stories. A lot of people of all ages, but especially like the older guys have so many stories, and they just love to sit and talk. And I love that. I love just sitting and bonding and talking and learning about the history of Birmingham. Like, I don't live here, so just hearing them talk about, growing up here, 60 years ago or whatever, it's cool. I like that, and I like that. That's what I like about a lounge, is just people. And I prefer a lounge without TVs for that reason. I like just everyone sitting around talking.
Like watching B-rated horror films with wolves.
With no sound on mute.
What are we watching?
What are we watching today? I don't even know.
Yeah, I prefer no TV.
Yeah, I understand. I think there is something to be said about when people come together and they're in a great environment like that and can talk and just, again, swap stories and just talk about, just even sitting down and talking with a group of people about tobacco, and really it's like, what is it you like? Tell me some things you enjoy. I mean, one of the cool things about this weekend is how many people just offered us samples of just things that we would never be able to smoke or try. And it's like, that is the pipe community. It's very communal. It's very, everybody likes to share. It's about experiencing things together. And I think that is one of the things I'm drawn to it so much. I mean, don't get me wrong, the craftsmanship of the pipes and the craftsmanship of the artisan of the blend and the taste, and those things are great. But ultimately, the commonality of coming together with people and having those moments of stories and sharing experiences is quite fascinating to me.
I was talking to the one guy, he said he worked for a Southern company for like 40 years, retired, worked at the tinderbox with Skip for a while, then moved to the building they're currently in, and that we just started talking and going on, and he's like, yeah, actually, I kind of prefer English blends. Me too.
Right.
And he brought up that Siberian, whatever, that Syrian latakia. No, yeah, whatever it is.
Swing and a miss.
So
That was a cold trip. It was a cold trip.
I mean, you look very cold.
You did.
You look very, but happy, oddly happy, because you were doing something for him, which is, I mean, that's friendship. And we talk about camaraderie. That's it.
And so, but I was just talking about the difference in the latakia. And he's like, well, actually, I have some Syrian latakia with me. I brought some HH Syrian latakia. I was like, you did? He's like, well, yeah, come over and smell this. I was like, oh, man, I just smell it, because he tries to describe how it smells, and it's more refined and smoother. And
you know what? Let me just let you smell it.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
you have it.
that
Okay.
smells really good. I appreciate
I
it.
heard that quote exactly. Let me let you smell this the entire time we've been here, because you would point to a tobacco and say, "I've never had that," and well, look at this, I have it right here, and oh, try to smell it, and you're like, "Oh my god!" I mean, it's just such a great community, and it's just a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, it's something that when you get together a bunch of strangers, but you're sharing those moments together, it's like you kind of get to know people in a way that you probably wouldn't go into like a restaurant or
Like, that's what it's all about. Like, share. Like, I mean, honestly, if I had I had 2 bowls left of my favorite tobacco in the world, I can never get it again, and I meet somebody that I'm pretty convinced they would love it if they tried it and they've never had it, I would want to smoke that with them. You know what I mean? Like, that's rather than hoard it and save it for, next year on a special occasion. That's just like all this stuff, all the whiskey and everything. It's fun to share it, and I think I love that the pipe community is so sharing in that aspect. They all
And like we show up, and then the 2 guys that work there, Pete and Jameson, they go, hey, we got some some McClellan, like 20 years old, blackjack or something. I never heard of that. He said,
take some.
and then Jameson,
No, I don't want to.
He's like, no, take enough for a bowl. I was like, this is a bowl. He's like, well, take enough for a bigger bowl. Take enough for 3 bowls. And I was like, thanks, buddy.
It's like, okay, fine.
And then Jameson brings out Esoterica, and it's like, I got two of these. This one's I think this was better, but you can take your pick.
Okay, the Esoterica, what was it, Brighton?
Brighton.
That was
so good.
I first of all, I'd never even heard of it.
I've heard of it, but I've never tried it.
I hadn't heard of it
I
either.
heard of it, but wow, like
It didn't go amazing. I thought it went better with coffee than I thought, because you're like, it doesn't pair well with coffee.
Well, 'cause it was sweeter.
Didn't pair well.
Yeah, it didn't pair
but it
well.
still worked. I could still.
They were both
taste
very
the coffee
good,
and-
but yeah.
absolutely.
But it was a very good smoke, yes.
But yeah, just they're giving. I didn't expect to smoke Esoterica today.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody was giving out samples of Sweated too. That guy
Oh,
was
yeah,
amazing.
that guy is,
that was me. Yeah.
Shameless plug from me. I'm so awesome. I'm the man. Well, talking about great stories, I think the story how we met is actually kind of a fun story. It's like
I believe it was me and you were walking. Well, I was like 10 feet ahead of you, so I came through from the main pipe show of Muletown.
I was getting
Yeah, it
stopped
was
by
just
all
me.
my fans.
It was
so,
just
yeah,
me.
So you were just weaseling through it, no problem. I was like, oh, hey,
Buying
I'm signing things.
Ointment for your toe blister or something. I don't
So?
know. He's like, oh, this walking is killing me. I was like, the building's like 20 feet long, dude.
it's like literally, like I can see the back of the factory.
Without my glasses.
Right.
So, he saw me and he's like, it is what's called pipes. It was pipes.
They were pipes then, yeah.
Yeah, it was pipes.
And he asked for an autograph. I didn't have a pen. It was a big deal.
It's so embellished. That is so not the case. It is so not the case. Which is funny. So I'm sitting on the couch with my friend Greg, who was with me there, and we're sitting there. And I really had been watching a lot of your videos at that time because I was really trying to learn about pipes, and
It's the wrong channel, but
I know that.
we talk about pipes.
Which is
It says eats. It says
why we
eats.
changed our name. We know nothing about pipes, but we know a lot about class. But one of the funny things is I actually literally had been watching you guys like the past couple of weeks, and when you came around the corner, I immediately knew who you were, which is funny because living in Nashville, I've met celebrities before, and what's funny is anytime you meet a celebrity, like sometimes you don't know you're like seeing them for the first time. You're kind of like, is that Leanne Rhymes? But you don't
But when you met me, it was like,
When I saw him,
I know who that idiot
I
is.
knew who he was. I immediately knew who he was. And so when I looked at him, it was hilarious because I went, and he gives me this look like, do I know you? I don't know you, but okay.
I usually do that. Is that me?
Yeah, he pointed at me. And went up to him just said, hey, guys, I've been watching your video and then met you. And we just, it was like we immediately hit it off. Like we just had the best time. It was so much fun. But the best part of that day and the story is the Sutliff story. That is
So great.
That is my favorite story.
You got to tell.
Yeah, you
how
got to tell it.
Well, you do, but like the table. First of all, Jeremy
Set it
McKenna
up.
was selling the sweated,
Yes.
tobacco that I selflessly sampled out today.
Just started throwing out
Dude,
like dollar bills.
I did. I sliced it up.
So you
and
want
was
to smell it? That's all you
dishing them
get.
Yeah.
One smell for free.
out. So Jeremy McKenna was using this table, and he sold out of that stuff in first couple hours, I guess,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And so there were no seats in this place.
This place was
The
packed.
lounge was you were never getting a seat in that line. You might as well give up. It was standing room around. If you had a seat, there was a butt in your face because there's so many people in there. But he got up and left, and we're like, "There's a table with a couple of seats right there." So we sat there, and people kept coming by.
Because the Sutliff stuff was
So
still out.
you got to take it. Yeah, you got to
So
take it from here.
What's funny is that what he left were the books.
that's
He
right.
left the books.
Those,
You guys can give them away or take
Yeah,
them.
the 175-year book.
The little white book, the little.
Which actually can be seen in your videos behind you.
Yep,
So
yep.
it's there. So that's the book. If you're looking for it, it's in the videos. But
Got one.
what's so funny about that booth was we were sitting there, and I said, I looked over and I told my friend Greg, I said, wouldn't it be funny if, as people are coming by, we tell them that I am the great-great-grandson of the Sutliff family. I'm
Travis.
Travis Sutliff, and this is the book I wrote.
And what was the real name that was in the book?
I don't even remember. I
can't
honestly
remember.
don't
I don't remember.
I hate that I don't remember, but sorry, go
so
ahead.
I said, everybody, I'm the grandson of the Sutliff family. And I wrote this book. This is my book. And Greg is like immediately all over it because I've known Greg for 30 years. And it's funny because you guys were like, yeah, we're in, but I don't know if I want to trick people. But at the same time.
We're like, we're in, but it'll be like a 3-second joke, right?
And I was like, no, we're gonna sell this, you know. So and I remember this guy walked over, and he immediately. What was funny about that? The first guy walked over recognized y'all first, and he said, "Hey, y'all the idiots." And then y'all shook his hand. Yeah, nice to meet you. And then Greg goes, "Yeah, but if you want to meet somebody really famous, you should meet the great grandson of Mr. Sutliff. This is Travis Sutliff." And he goes, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "How you doing?" I shake his hand, and I go, "Would you like a copy of my book?" And he says, "Oh my gosh, I would love it. My grandson would love this. I got to go find him." And then
And
y'all
you
immediately-
offered to sign it.
I did, and y'all immediately went, "Okay, this is going too far."
I went,
No, this
I'm
is
done.
You gotta,
I can't.
So Josh, our friend Josh was there, and Josh just as soon as you said, he said, "Friend Travis Sutliff," Josh, because he already knew the plan. He's like, "Nope, I'm not being a
I'm not
part of
even
this."
witnessing this.
He just
I'm out.
disappeared. I didn't even see which direction he went. He just disappeared, like he, whatever. He disappeared, and Scott just kind of turned and
I was like,
was
I
this.
can't watch
And
this.
me and Greg are
This
in it.
poor
We're
guy.
in it
And Scott's like this, and I was like, "This is funny. This is gonna be funny." And then you just kept going and kept going. And he's like, "I'm gonna go get my grandson." I was like, "Robert, you can't." Like I was like, "Robert, you have to tell him." This-
I'm gonna see how far this can go. I want him to go get his grandson and bring him back and sign these books.
How far are you trying to take it till he pays you $20?
Hey, you know what? Whatever we gotta do, man. You know, I've got pipes to buy, y'all. I'm just saying. They don't pay for themselves, y'all. I'm just saying. But the best part of it is when we told him, he didn't even look at me and Greg. He looked at y'all and go, "Y'all really are idiots."
What did we do? We didn't stop you. It's our fault. We're
Such a fun time. It
Well, it was a lot of fun.
That was your first Muletown show, right?
It was.
Yeah. So what'd you think?
I loved it. It was very crowded, but
It was. Now, I haven't only compared it to the Richmond show.
that's true. It's only our second show.
Yeah, it was only the second show ever. There's a lot more pipes at Muletown, but I went in there with the aspect of all the tobacco like we had in Richmond. Richmond had tobacco everywhere. Like it probably equaled the amount of pipes. That's what my expectation was. I'm going, oh, well, there's a lot less tobacco. But there was still some great stuff, but it was, I thought I had higher hopes for a lot more. But I love the show. I mean, that's the only downside. I don't negative Nancy here, but that was the only downside. The show itself, I had a blast.
See, I actually like, but I just like looking at it, and I don't spend a lot of money anyway. So I like the pipe. I like just looking at all the artisan pipes.
Yeah.
But I know you were looking for more
I was looking for some
frog.
This more of my
weren't you?
frog.
So let's get into some pipe stuff. I think most of the people probably watching this, you know, they're probably gonna be pipe people. They're gonna enjoy the pipe conversation. So let's let people get to know you guys a little bit about pipes and your selections. You guys this is a hobby that you guys have been doing for a while. You enjoy it so much. You started a YouTube channel about it because you enjoy it so much. Yeah. Just some basic questions, things that I think are fun questions to ask people with their pipe smokers. So if you're on a deserted island, you can only have one blend the rest of your life, and it doesn't matter what it is. It could be no longer available. It doesn't matter the price. Doesn't matter. If you could have one blend the rest of your life, what would it be?
I can give you
It's
about
gonna
3
be.
seconds.
It's gonna be one of yours. I know what yours is. Here's Frogmorton.
Hands down, Frogmorton. Frog on a Log, the original Frogmorton, hands down.
Yeah.
It's frog on a log. That's what
Yeah, well, because it's got a picture of the frog sitting on a log holding a fishing pole.
Oh, yeah.
So because they had like Frog in the Bayou and Frog Across the Pond, that one just became known Frog on a Log because it's the original, it's the OG.
So tell me what is it about that blend that makes you love it so much?
It's I like English blends, and it's something, I guess maybe it's because the only one I've had has been aged like 12, 15 years, whatever it was.
I was 17.
Okay, 17
No big
years.
deal.
Yeah, no big deal. But it was just, I don't know, just the flavor. It was just so good.
It was.
It was smooth. It has a lot of Kia. It's not overpowering, but it's there. It is a dominant.
I can't explain it because when we smoked it together.
Yeah.
Name? I'm terrible.
Yeah, shout out
with
Eddie
names.
Gray at the Pipe Note.
Eddie Gray,
Yeah.
what's up, buddy? We remember you. I promise. I'm terrible with names. Unless I see you every day, I'm gonna forget your name. I'm sorry. Yeah, he brought some over. Was gracious enough to share it with us, and we tried it together. And when we smoked it, it was like the room went. It sounds so weird to say, but like the room just went. And it was nostalgic. You know, like when you walk into like, I don't know, if you got like an old chest of your granddad's or your great granddad's, you remember going to his house as a kid and like you open it up to look at some of his stuff and you like smell it. It's almost like time slows down. That's what it felt like. It's so weird. Like,
that's awesome.
But it was just so good. It may have just been the experience. I've not had it since.
I don't even think
so good.
I've never smelled that before exactly, but it was just like it felt that way. It's that same feeling. And then that office was a perfect place because he's got like, you know, the office where we film. It's awesome. So it was just like, it was perfect. Like I was like, man, I wish it was cold out and we had a fire going. Like I'd just sit here for hours.
Is that be yours as well or no?
No, he had to pick it up.
All that to say, no, it's not mine.
No.
It was amazing, but no. My taste change from time to time. I have a lot of stuff I like. It's not that I stop liking something. I just get on a kick of I want a vapor right now or just a Virginia or an English or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
I do, and I get like, you know, I get stuck on one thing for a while, but right now it's one of two, and I have to try episode 3 again, but it's either that, the Pipe Force episode 3, or it's Sweated, believe it or not. I really like those.
That Sweat, it has a very distinct
And
smell.
they're not the
That
same.
is so.
Yeah.
It tastes so much better.
I think it's that port wine finish.
It's got to
It might be. I guess
so
it's
good.
technically a vapor, but it doesn't. It's like vapor
Right.
guys will say this isn't a vapor because it's so mild.
Well, it's
or
a
whatever,
different.
but it is
It's
good.
like a Caterini Perique, so it's a different kind
Caterini
of Perique.
Perique, yeah, and
So it's not
man.
your typical Perique
But it's-
taste.
I get that sweetness from like a port because port.
But there's so much taste in it too. Like you get the sweetness, but it's like it's got that tobacco kind of, like I say, punch because it's not like knocking you out, but it's a really good taste, I think, and it goes. I had it with coffee, dude. I loved it.
Well, that's
Yeah,
but
it was
but
very
the
good.
smell is so distinct. Is that you gave somebody a sample, and I didn't know you'd even talked about it, and the guy walks by the pipe and I'm, that's Sweated.
Sweated.
Like I knew immediately what it was. Like, oh, that smells so good. And I go, hey, that guy's got Sweated. He goes, I know, I gave him some.
I wish.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah,
well,
I wish I bought some at the because I didn't end up buying any. He got a couple because he tobacco always buying it to like he's gonna live to be 9,000 years old. So he's got.
I got enough tobacco to last till then.
Yeah. I could probably smoke every day the rest of my life and not go through mine, and I don't have a tenth of what he has.
Right.
So, anyway, I've got a quarter pound of it, and as generous as I am, still sharing. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Subtle plug. No, but for real, that's. I wish I bought some now because I was like, this is.
Something I would love to purchase at some point. Who is a pipe maker or a brand that you think to yourself, this is one that's on my list that I've got to have at some point?
You probably don't know enough pipe makers,
That's
do you?
the wrong question for me
Yeah.
because I'm going to tell you a factory brand. I don't know enough pipes.
So for me,
I haven't got
It's
to
a Rebo for you.
that level of funding yet, man. I'm just, you know.
well, that's why I don't have it yet because I ain't either.
Yeah.
But well, I say that I really don't even know the prices. But Sean, I think it's Ream. I mean, I see the stuff all the time. Post gorgeous pipes.
Yeah.
So that's definitely on. If I get funds to buy another pipe, he's on my short list.
Yeah.
I really would like one from him.
There's so many great people making.
There
pipes.
really are. Because I got a Grunwald pipe. I got the Southern Roots going.
So your Grindelwald pipe is gorgeous.
The old Gandalf.
Oh, it's
love
it's
it.
a really cool.
Yeah.
His
It
pipe
is.
very cool.
They are really
How he like just matches the stem perfectly with everything. It's just absolutely.
It is.
It's art.
It is.
It is.
So
And that's why I've been really kind of steering away more from the factory made to the artisan. It costs more, but the quality is it's so much better.
Yeah. I mean, there's just I mean, you get on Instagram and start looking through, pipe people. There's just people out there posting stuff daily. I mean, I met a guy at Muletown. Just a guy's been making pipes like 5 years. He's like a pastor in Open, Ohio, and his name is Tom, but his pipe company is called Malcolm's Pipe Shop. And I'm starting to hear people talk about him in some of the bigger communities, like some of the more well-known communities. And I got one of his pipes last year, and it was very, very affordable, but absolutely gorgeous. And you're starting to see some of these just new pipe makers coming along, and they're really making some just fantastic like just handmade, beautiful pipes. Right. And it's kind of funny because you think about, Peterson and Savannah, these pipe companies have been around forever that make really good pipes, but now you've got these competition from some of these like local people that are making things. It's quite impressive.
Yeah, it really is.
So let me ask you this: so if you guys are, you've got your pipe, you've got your amazing blend that you're smoking. So let me ask you, which would you prefer? You can only pick one. Okay. Pipe and a whiskey, pipe and a coffee.
Oh, dang.
That's what we asked.
What time of day? What time of day is it?
We ask the real questions here on House of Manners. The ones you want.
That one's
It's like
deep.
asking which kid do you love more. You can't.
You can't pick one.
What time of day?
Right. Because I'm not
You
sure.
want to pick one. You
Okay.
pick one.
All right, you're gonna make me do it.
I'm going to make you do it.
I'm going coffee.
I was gonna say coffee.
got
If
Your video you just made, go check out edswithclass.com. You'll on YouTube.
cigar, I love a cigar with coffee, but I would want whiskey more with a cigar than with. I mean, I love pipe with whiskey, but yeah, I'd coffee. It's gonna be coffee because everything. I love everything. It's just it's so good with coffee.
It is, and because I prefer English blends, they just pair with coffee so well. So I'd go coffee.
If you, what are your favorites with coffee in the morning blends? And this is not a one-time thing. You can name some of your favorite blends you really enjoy coffee.
Well, favorite like English aromatic is going to be English biscuit.
Boswell's English biscuits, so good.
Also like the Burley Brothers, we call them.
Yeah.
Earlier Morning, Handsome Stranger. I love those for English aromatics.
Yep.
There's so many different.
I know.
I can't even think of a. I like Vapor a lot with coffee lately, but I can't even think of one that I like the most.
Sweated.
Really just I get.
But go ahead and say it again. But people say it's not really a vapor. so is it a vapor?
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's.
And I've recently got into my Chelsea Morning that's been aged about 3 years, and it changed, and it goes so good with coffee.
I think GLP's is probably one of the best
mass producers.
mass
I think so.
Cornell Deal makes them, right? I believe.
Yeah, they're part of Cornell Deal.
But they're very different.
They are very different, and I really like GLPs. I like a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I've had a GLP. Not granted, I haven't had every blend that GLPs has ever come out with, but the 6 or 7 that I've tried.
67.
6 or 7 I've tried are absolutely just amazing, and that's not with age because my cellar is very young. So for those that don't know, I was a cigar smoker for a very long time. I love cigars. I recently got into pipes only about a year and 4 or 5 months ago. So I'm very new to the hobby. So obviously, it's funny when you come to the hobby, you want to try everything, but you can't because you obviously can't. There's so much. Right. And people are always like, "Have you tried this?" No, I have not not tried that yet. For crying out loud.
I don't think you're going to be able to try it.
No, there's no way.
And not enough to appreciate it. Sometimes I've tried stuff. I'm like, that's not that good. And I try it again. Maybe you just had something different to eat at that time or whatever, or your palate's different. And it's amazing.
Well, I'll talk. Balkan Sobrani is the greatest example. Got it, smoked it new. I was like, oh, people pay for this? It's terrible.
Yeah.
And I went to a pipe club meeting, tried to give it away. They're like, no, I don't want any of that. And so it sat on the shelf for almost 3 years. And I was like, well, let's just try it again. Oh my goodness. So I went and bought as much as I could find. Every time I find it, I buy one at least.
Right.
Because it's that good, aged.
That's age too, and age obviously makes a difference. But I'm just talking about the same thing. Like a couple days later, I'll try it, and sometimes I'll love it. I'll be like, oh, I just hated this a couple days ago. And I think a lot of it is like, if you smoke right after you eat, what did you eat? Was it spicy?
Right.
And that contributes to it. Believe it or not, smoking indoors or outdoors matters quite a bit more.
Yeah, like when I first got into pipe smoking, I wouldn't let them smoke inside. I didn't have a nice office yet. We were building the house, and I I was like, I'm going to find out what blends I like. And so I sat outside in the garage, door open, and figured out what I liked. And then I had probably about 10 I started stocking up on. We move into the house, I get into my office, like, number one, I know what I'm going to smoke. It's like, I don't even like this anymore.
Yeah.
It changed the flavor completely. And I guess because the aroma sticks around, it changes the whole experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny to me because I think we're all different. Everybody has different tastes. Right. Like, there's some people out there, we always joke with like the old codgers, like, I smoke Granger and I don't smoke anything else. Like, that's all they care about. They don't care. I'm never touching anything by Balkan Sobrani. Who's that? I don't like him. Like, okay, that's not a guy. And you got people out there that love variety, and then you got some people that are kind of in the middle. They have like their 5 or 6 blends they really like, that kind of thing. So I think I'm a variety person. I always have been. That's why I have like.
Well, I think like when you smoke something, it's like you're wanting that. It's just like this. I'm not drinking, so I want to get as much alcohol as I can. Like, I just want to enjoy the flavor of this whiskey, and it's the same when I'm smoking. I want to enjoy the flavor of that cigar, or this Connecticut wrapper versus this Maduro, or whatever. Same with all the pipe smoke. Mm-hmm. So variety is nice because when you're craving that one flavor profile, you can have it.
And so I would love to smoke Frogmorton every day for the rest of my life. That's my one blend, but I couldn't. I would need some variety.
Yeah.
Because I don't smoke the same thing probably once a week.
We're Americans, man. We get tired of this.
That's right. We shake things up.
All right, so we're gonna play a little game. It's called This or That. We're gonna rapid fire. We're gonna talk about you got to pick one or the other, and you have to pick one. You can't just sell out like neither one, man. Because like for example, if I said Coke or Pepsi, I know Jeremiah, you're not the biggest soda fan. So
I don't actually drink soda.
Coke or Pepsi, you still pick one. So that would be an example. So Coke or Pepsi.
I don't drink soda, dude.
So Pepsi, because Pepsi's not soda; it's garbage.
Agreed.
Cheers. Thank you for that. Hi. Coke. Yeah, Coke all the way. What is that? What is this?
Pellegrino water.
Speaking
dude.
of not
soda, is that what it basically is? Oh, I don't see how you do it, man. I've never understood it.
it's just soda with no flavor.
From Italy.
What about
Yeah, okay, so I like soda water. I don't like soda.
It's like LaCroix and all that stuff.
Oh, dude.
Love
it.
No.
I don't like sugary drinks. I don't.
It ain't got that.
All right, let's play a little this and that.
All right, this or that. All right.
So we're gonna move around a little bit.
So we're gonna rapid fire. Or we're gonna
go rapid fire.
Okay. All right.
I may ask you to expound on it a little bit, but I'm
Okay, sure.
curious. All right, so a lot of this stuff's
Who's answering first? What are we doing?
we're just gonna go back and forth, however you want to.
So him and then me.
You and him and
Fighting
you.
over the answer?
Yeah, me first.
I'll go first, and everybody answers twice. So then you in the next round, then you, then me, and then me, then you. Does that make sense?
Look at that. We're
Check
almost
out
laid out.
check out the big brain on Scott.
Pour some of this
Now then, a blind squirrel finds a rat, it's...
All right, this or that. So,
I'm first. Okay.
bent stem or straight stem?
Bent.
Straight.
Briar or meerschaum?
I haven't never smoked out of meerschaum. I wouldn't mind, but Briar right now.
I'm gonna go with Briar. I have a meerschaum, but I'd go Briar.
Rustic, sandblast, or smooth?
That's not this or that. That's this, that, or the other.
Well, sometimes we ad lib here on the House of Manners.
Okay, all right. I see what you're doing. Hurry up. I know
Smooth.
Rusticated.
I know.
That's so funny. Like y'all are so. I love it. I love it. This is why y'all. This is
Well,
why you have
I have good taste.
Okay.
that is so.
Scotch or bourbon?
I would expect him to say that before you, which makes me laugh about
That's why I do it now, because he was about to.
Latakia bomb or Virginia sweet?
Latakia bomb all day.
Yeah, lap bomb.
So would you rather have a long, slow smoke or just a quick, short bowl?
Come on, rapid fire.
I have to pick one.
Yep.
Long, slow.
Yeah, long, slow. Because I want the experience.
I do, but there's times I'm like, but I don't really want to smoke slow. It's just like I've got to, or I mean, it's quick. I don't want to smoke quick. It's just like I don't have any time. I got to stop this.
Yeah, I'd rather not smoke than have to I got to fit it in 15 minutes.
True.
I'd rather not smoke.
Yeah, I agree with you.
A couple more. So matches or lighter?
Lighter.
Lighter.
Say Josh Cooper.
What do we look like, cavemen?
I'm just kidding, Josh.
You mind starting this fire for me? This is going to take a while, guys.
Just the power of the sun and refract it off of some magnifying glasses.
Hold on. Bring your pipe up here.
Glasses.
Now, pick it on Josh. But really, though, I mean, the matches does give it I don't want to sit there and light 3 matches like my daggone pipe.
I'm with you, 100%.
But it does. I mean, he is onto something. I'll give him that. He is onto something. It does.
Well, I'll say
remove
this,
all artificial potential.
that matches are more. I think it adds more romance to it.
It does.
That's the whole thing with the pipe. Is it's nice, so it adds more romance. But I think you should take longer with the match like you take a couple matches because you're supposed to. But I noticed most people that light their pipe with a match, not everybody, but most of them, same with a cigar, light it with one match.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they're lighting it too fast and burning it most of the time.
Right.
Not all the time, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't use a match. It's just a lot of the guys that say they're match guy purists burn their tobacco.
Sure.
But whatever, you know, it doesn't. That's how you like it.
Right.
But no, I think the match is more if you have time for it, and it's if you're indoors, it's easier. But like outside, it's like choof, choof. Took through my whole box of 500.
7 matches later, it's still not lit.
I can't even get the tobacco
Can't
one.
do it. This is a good one.
Okay.
This is a good one. You got to pick only one.
Who's up? Here.
I think he's up.
Okay, I'll take it.
Morning smoke or nightcap smoke?
Morning,
Yeah, same.
because of coffee.
Yep, I say go with coffee. Yep.
Knew we would probably go.
I prefer morning because I like to like wake up with the birds and like hear the birds waking up. It's just I don't know, or have breakfast and then and do it. But my favorite is get up with coffee and just sit there and like because the morning is the most peaceful time of the day, more than the night. I think it's just like I don't know, like you feel like the animals are waking up if you're up early enough, and it just that's more peaceful to me than nighttime.
Yeah, so I can sit there and enjoy
Weirdly enough.
a long smoke, relaxing, cup of coffee, nice early morning, even before the family gets up, you prefer.
2.5 hours later when you're done, you feel like you've wasted your whole day because you've been sitting on the front porch.
It's like now I can start my day. It's 10:30. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about, so what's the future for Idiots with Class? Tell me what's got going on in the future. What's coming up?
Another video, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully a few more videos.
We got 4 more.
We're counting down.
And actually, so one thing, we are going to be featured in the next month or so, maybe. Not sure when when it'll come out or when we'll film it. But the Meerschaum Mafia is a podcast. It's been coming out, and they want to bring us on as guests. So that's kind of the next podcast style thing we'll be doing will be on the Meerschaum Mafia. And so this is the first time we've not brought it up on camera. So you heard it here first. So we'll be on that, and so we'll promote it, of course, when it gets closer. But really looking forward to that, and kind of branching out a little bit. Maybe do more collabs with other channels too.
Yeah, it's definitely fun whenever we get an opportunity to do something like that. Like this is a lot of fun.
This is a lot of fun. And then name change. What's next? Well, it goes back to our name change, which was pretty recent. And one of the biggest reasons, the younger generation, it's changing. I think you guys read some kind of study on it.
Yeah, so I was reading a couple of different studies and hearing people talk about it, but the younger generation is getting back. There's obviously a lot of them still walking around texting on their phones, doing selfies and running into walls because they're not paying attention, but a lot of them are getting back to the more traditional stuff. They want the more, there's a lot of them interested in pipe smoking, and there's a study I read that showed that a huge percentage, like I forget the exact number, but it's a lot more than you think, like 30%, maybe 50%, something like that, are wanting to like find their life mate and settle down and not wait till they're 40. They want to do that. They want to slow down, get rid of some of the digital stuff, sit around and converse. That's coming back. It's not spread out everywhere, but it is coming back. It's making a comeback, and I've seen that.
Trending up.
It is, right, trending up, yeah. So one of the reasons we wanted to do this channel to begin with was just to, I don't know, bring more young people to this craft, and it's not just the smoke in the pipe, it's what goes with it. It's all the conversation, and like we've talked about the whole time, everybody, the classy, the manners, the rules, the societal, just treating each other with respect and sharing and being polite and having conversations. I said classy and manners with Idiots with Class, House of Manners.
Oh, I like what you did there. Yeah, you're hired. You're hired.
But
this for a living.
but that's like the whole. That's a huge reason for our channel was that. But we also, there's a lot of people out there that don't know what pipes are, and we run into people all the time. There's one in our town. There's like a cigar meetup, and it's kind of a networking group. They get together and do cigars and whiskey at this one place. It's a bar. It's also a restaurant. But they meet there like every second week or something. I don't know, whatever. But we showed up there and we had our pipes and started smoking pipes, and they're like, "That is so cool. I've never seen anybody smoke a pipe since my great granddad." And these guys are like, some of them in their 50s, some in their 40s, a lot of them in their 20s, and they're all like asking to see the pipe, and they were like really excited about it and asking us like, "Where do we got?" I just thought that was cool. I didn't realize how many people would be that excited about it when they see. So just kind of trying to show people how, bring awareness to it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
don't
no, I
really
think it's
know.
great, and I think it's really great that you guys are doing that, and I think that I think there's going to be a really big uptick in people's interest in channels like yours, and hopefully like channels like mine as well, as we bring some of these more gentlemanly ways back.
Right, exactly.
Talking about the things we've discussed in private conversations with us. We talked about whiskey, cigars, how to dress, etiquette. Talking about EDC gear, watches, these things that are kind of what we call like mancraft in a way. It's such a great opportunity to be able to hopefully learn for ourselves, but also pass it on to. I've got two boys. I've got a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old, and I hope they're picking up some of it now, because now they're not interested. They're young and they have young ways, so they're not as interested as I hope they will be. But hopefully they'll learn from me some things. So as they get older, they will find more interest in those things as well. So
There's you probably heard of it. A lot of people have, but the art of manliness. Have you ever seen that?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I've been like reading that stuff for, I don't know,
Yeah,
15,
same. Me
20
too.
years,
Yeah.
something like that. And they have a thing on there. It was like top 50 things your dad should have taught you, or whatever you should know that your dad should have taught you. And it was like how to build a campfire, how to throw a football, how to shave, how to tie a tie, just in how to treat a lady with respect, and how to treat other people with respect, how to have a conversation, how to look somebody in the eye, shake their hand, stand up when you shake their hand, like those kind of things. And I think all that matters, and it seems like more and more people are more interested in that.
yeah, absolutely.
Again, and it's starting to come back, and I hope so, and we're hoping to kind of promote that. And that's why we did the name change from Idiots with Pipes to Idiots with Class. Pipes and cigars and whiskey and coffee are like our biggest. We have many hobbies, but those are our biggest things. That's like what we're into the most. But we're into so much.
Yeah. I think that what's really cool though is I think what you're saying is, you're hitting on it, is that the things you're interested in are simply offshoots of the one center thing, and that's being a gentleman, being a man, bringing back some old school values to the world of manliness, which I think is something that a lot of people probably agree that there's probably we need to bring some of that back in a way. And so I love seeing so many other channels out there and other brands that are being developed around this, because there's some really good things out there. You've got the Gen Z guy who's this young 25-year-old who's like dressing very sharp and showing people how to open doors for women and being respectful. And it's like, that guy's got a future. And then you got Kirby Allison, people like him, who's out there just, looking pretty good, my man. Like Kirby, wherever you are, doing it right, my friend.
Well, I think there's just something that it's part of being a man to actually dress like a man and act like a man. It doesn't mean you have to be dressed in a tuxedo all the time or whatever, but just dressing up and acting manly and respectful.
I love a good pair of basketball shorts when I'm sitting around my house like anybody else, but hopefully when I go out, I'm not trying to look like, hey, look at me, I'm ready to go to sleep. It's like I want to be able to show off that I'm trying. And I think having confidence in yourself too, and being able to have those things about yourself to say, when you dress a certain way, it does bring a little bit of fire and confidence to who you are as well.
There's so many studies proven, and not to mention when I go out dressed certain way, people just act a little different to you. I think a lot of it's subconscious, and I didn't realize it. They treat you a little bit different and a little more respectfully, but also you feel better, like you just said, you feel better about yourself, and I think it's kind of like, it gives you more confidence. And it's not just confidence like building your self-esteem. It's not so much that, it's more like confidence like to go live your life, go after the things you want, get your job done. It's like kind of like making your bed in the morning before you start your day. It just motivates you to just keep accomplishing things. That little accomplishment, and putting a little bit of extra effort. It doesn't take that much longer. And just to wearing a collared shirt, tucking it in, whatever. You don't have to dress in a three-piece suit and shiny shoes every single day. It's nice to do that sometimes. You don't have to do that all the time. Just putting some thought and effort in the way.
Even putting on casual wear in a classy kind of way can also be good as well. Like there's plenty of casual wear you can wear as well. So, I think what you guys are doing great, and thank you, guys. First of all, let me just say thank you so much for such a great weekend to collaborate together.
It's so much fun.
Yeah,
man.
it's a lot of
we
fun.
shared so much tobacco, cigars. Thank you for that.
Yeah, appreciate it.
The
A lot of
Andalusian
stories.
Bulls, dude. I think that's my new favorite cigar. Like
It's absolutely.
that was amazing. And
I was glad to
now
hear
the only
that.
problem is I want to find some. So, but that we shared some
Where they are.
great whiskey, great stories,
Yeah.
a lot of fun, a lot of times, and yeah, I love it. And that's all the stuff we did this weekend, pretty much. Just the Briary, hanging out, talking, whatever. That's like what we want our channel to be about and promote. but of course with a bunch of nonsense because we like to goof off and be funny
We
at
are
the same
idiots.
time.
You are idiots. Well, guys, listen, thank you so much for everything. I appreciate y'all so much. I'm looking forward to future collaborations. Looking forward to just seeing you guys prosper and do well. And I know that Idiots with Class is going to have a big future. So I thank you for letting me be a part of it. So,
Thank you.
hey, guys, thank you so much for watching House of Manners. We want to thank our guests, Idiots with Class. Check them out on YouTube. And also, don't forget to keep your pipe lit, keep your whiskey in your glass, and most importantly, keep the conversation close to your heart. Thank you for House of Manners. Peace out.